NuubCast.
Greetings, fellow noobs. Welcome to another NuubCast, and it's not just another NuubCast, it's another Tazcast, because this is, I've got two replays in my queue right now, just two. I'm waiting for a bunch to come back from the filtration factory, you know what I'm saying. But I've got this one, and I've got a game from Varus. Now, the game from Varus is a PvZ on Cloud Kingdom, which we just saw yesterday, a PvZ on Cloud Kingdom. And this is Tigers in a PvT on Entombed. So I figured instead of you'd rather watch the same player who's awesome play a different matchup on a different map than another player who is not... He's not as good, but he's still pretty good. Varus has been pretty stellar and growing steadily. Play the same matchup on the same map. Although, I mean, I'm sure either one would have been fine to watch. But Tigers here against the Terran player deciding not to do a Forge Fast Expand, which I guess... I'm literally just starting to experiment with Forge Fast Expand. For, as you know, anyone who's ever watched me play or watched me stream know that I basically have one opening that I do. Some form of robo opening. It's either 1, 2, or 3 gate robo into expand. And I've been feeling safer with less gates recently. But yesterday I was like, all right, against Zerg, I'm gonna try and do Forge Fast Expand. I practiced it a couple times on custom maps, and then I played a couple games and actually beat Zerg twice. I never beat Zerg. Zerg is my worst matchup by an extreme long shot. But I was able to overcome a pair of Zergs, one who did a 200-200 roach all in at like 11 minutes, which I pretty easily held off. And didn't even have Colossus, but and the other one went Zergling Mutalisk and like with a crap ton of lings, and just had pretty decent force fields, and was able to scout it. So I had Blink and lots of Stalkers and Archons, and was able to pretty much crush that dude. And I would cast one or both of those games if I thought they were more interesting, but the Mutalisk game is kind of slow, and he does a couple harassment attempts, but more or less, it's fairly one-sided. It felt very one-sided. And the Roach one was just one attack and done, so after he lost all his Roaches, he lost the game. Anyway, and as you know, we don't go for games like that here on NuubCast, at least we try not to. If you're not familiar, welcome aboard. We are all about showing non-pro noob-type replays, but noob-type replays that are exciting and entertaining. So we're looking for lots of back-and-forth action and lots of fun games from all levels. You know, we do it all, bronze to masters and occasional grandmaster, with often with Stargirl in tow, as we see the scouting SCV get taken down. So if you'd like to get on board with the NuubCast train, please send your replay to noobcast@gmail.com. And hopefully the sound issues are sorted out. My microphone is literally right next to my face. I haven't changed any of the other levels, and it seems to be much better. Hopefully yesterday's VOD was good, and the Stargirl VOD was good, and we're going to be back on board. So yeah, that is that. We got interesting. I haven't seen... Okay, there's the Nexus. I was like, where's the Nexus? Is he doing a 3-gate robo build? Like, that would really surprise me. Because the Terran is expanding, and he is... looks like we're going to see some Tank Marine here from Lucifer. Lucifer is not a guy I want to play on the ladder. One guy in this gas. I wonder if that's on purpose. Protoss has taught us in recent weeks that 2 on each gas early on is actually pretty good. Much better than 3 on 1. 4 on 2 gases is better than 3 on 1 gas in the early game. And that way you can still keep enough of your harvesters getting those minerals. Lucifer completing the wall off, doesn't want any part of any kind of early Protesian aggression. Can't say I blame him, though it doesn't look like there is much going on here from Tazgasm. He's got his expansion up, he's got 3 gates, going to get some observers out on the field. This is something that I'm also doing more, getting more than 1 observer, and actually in one of the games that I played recently, I think I had like 4 or 5 on the map, especially against Terran when you're anticipating a lot of drops. It's very important, I think, to have more than 1 observer on the map, or at least getting pylons out in like strategic places like right here and over here where you might be able to catch drop ships flying by, taking a long way around. Or even place odd places like right here where your opponent might think, well, it's out of the range of the tower and it's not near one of the outliers, so it's more likely I'll be able to get by doing that. And he Lucifer ready to go. He's got 3 tanks and a bunch of marines. This is not an uncommon push here, and Tazgasm, he's going to see it when it comes to the tower. And what's he going to do? He's going to go out to meet it, which is a terrible idea. And he needs to warp in units immediately. He's got an Immortal out, which is going to be very helpful against those tanks. He is getting his plus armor, but he really needs to... Question is, yeah, see, these tanks are going to set up back here, and they are right on the edge. Tazgasm has got to stay back. Scanning takes out the observer. Yeah, he needs to... he's taking hits from that 1 tank. And now the Zealots are out. Actually, he's doing pretty good in this. He's doing better than I thought he would. These hardened shells really have a lot to do with the damage he was allowed to deal there. And he didn't really lose that much. In fact, you see he's got a nice little bit of a cushion here. His second Immortal is out, and Tazgasm is feeling good, wants to push. And that's what he's going to do. Going to check out the tech really quick before we see him go. He's getting that Colossus tech. +1 armor, almost finished. Anything down at the expansion to speak of? Nothing. He is chasing down. Wants to pick off some more of these stalkers. Is he going to try it? No. A couple pot shots at the tank, but understands that there's more than likely tanks back at home, so going to turn around and go back. We got the command center down for Lucifer. A couple more barracks, and now a starport. So going to be looking to get the medevac out. If you've been watching any kind of competitive Terrans recently, then you know that medevac count is on the rise in the metagame. The more medevacs you have out, especially against Terran, although we see in both races, if you're going bio, sacrificing a few marines for some extra medevacs is actually very, very good. Why doesn't he let these tanks smack it? Those rocks, they would take it out in no time. But yeah, extra medevacs, very, very good for Terran. 7 or 8 medevacs with a bio army is nigh unbeatable. And then after, what I like about it, what I really like about it is it really provides more options. If you have 7 or 8 medevacs and you've got a nice big army, you take it down the center of the map, and then bam, if you have an engagement, or even if you have no engagement, you just want to plan it out this way, you go ahead, load up a couple of your medevacs and get a 2 or 3 prong attack going, and it can really, really strengthen your options as a Terran. Temper Archives coming down. Wants to get, I'm going to guess Storm instead of Archons, though Colossus Archon, very good, always, all the time. And we may see a mix. The truth of the matter is Storm is very expensive, and if you're getting Colossus, it's hard to get Thermal Lance and your Storm tech unless you're on like 4 bases. So probably going to see Archons. 3rd base up and running strongly for Lucifer. And this is a nice line of tanks. He's going to be pretty well protected against aggression, but I don't think that's something that you're gonna have to worry about. Tazgarnik's looks like he wants to drop a fourth over here. He's actually, oh, there's the storm. So I was wrong, and getting gravitic drive for a warp prism. So that's something else we're seeing from Protoss, is the propensity towards using warp prisms as pylons in battle. It's not something that was unheard of before. However, we are seeing it more and more at high level play. It's becoming a staple of the Protoss army. You got to get that warp speed, and especially against Zerg, because a lot of time you have roaches and nothing that shoots up. Roach is very strong against the Protoss army, obviously, but they can't shoot up, and so you can have a perpetual pylon to warp in reinforcements. And now, with a few Vikings in tow, just a couple, which is not bad, maybe two more I think would be good. Lucifer is moving out. I think Tazgarnik is a little bit slow in his reaction there. I think he probably wanted to get out a little bit faster. And here comes the army. There is. Storm is ready and finished and ready to go. And he's going to be able to pop some storms. There's big Guardian Shield and a nice storm, frying lots of units, taking down these tanks. This looks like, oh no. No more ground. Oh, we do have these Immortals doing a great job, but nothing that shoots in the air. So these Vikings actually doing pretty good against these Colossus, and Tazgarnik's moving out before he loses one. Pretty smart. Warped in a few Stalkers, and they do have blink. Surprised he didn't blink down after those. And here's the warp prism, not using it as a pylon, but actually going, looks like he's going to be harassing with it. Fourth base up and mining. Is he going to do anything with that, or is it just going to hang out? Usually what you do is you warp in maybe some Templar, or oh, he's getting DTs. Interesting, interesting. Gonna warp in the Templar. He's got to wait for them to get energy, though, before he can do anything with them. And that's exactly what he wants to do. He's going to want to do some Templar drops, some Storm drops on the worker lines, and he's going to be on his way. We've got +3 for Tazgarnik's and 2s down for Lucifer. Get a little too high on the Viking count now. I think this is... we used to talk about this with Corruptors all the time in PvZ, and now we're starting to see it become an issue in PvT as well, where the Terran player sees Colossus, and Tazgarnik is still getting more Colossus, so actually that number of Vikings is not an awful idea. And it looks like he wants to go and take down this fourth base. And he's going to be able to do it. He's going to get in there. He's got to be careful, though, because he's going to get stuck in there once Tazgarnik's army comes in behind him. Yeah, and he doesn't have enough medevacs to lift off everything. He's going to take down probably all the Colossus. Nope, all but one. And Lucifer is going to lose his entire army, though. Very good picking down these medevacs. Oh, he picked up his army and then lost it. Very nice, very nice. And look at this. In the meantime, taking 3 more command centers is Lucifer. That is serious balls right there. He just lost his entire army and his entire economy. He lost so many. Let's check it out. 11 SCVs there, and that's the first harassment that Tazgarnik has done. Is he going to see? Yes, he is. He can warp in some Zealots there. He's got to get him out before the Planetary Fortress goes up. Nope, deciding against it. Dark Shrine is down, by the way. So DT is an option at any point in this game. I'm actually surprised. Oh, he's going to put one there. But does he see this one? No, he doesn't. No, he does not. Sorry, that was my phone ringing right there. Tazgarnik's up to 5 bases himself now. This Nexus finishing up again. But this is quite a few bases from Luciferon coming in here. Getting the orbitals right away, and surprised he isn't calling down some serious mulage. And he definitely doesn't see this pylon either, but these guys are going to come over. Maybe he does see the pylon. Yeah, he's seen it. He has seen it, so he's going to go and take that out. Yep, here's the DT warp in. Oh no! And the pylon stays alive. Now he can go in anywhere he wants and kill everything, though he's opting not to. I don't understand why. But now this entire army coming over here to deal with these DTs. Oh, there's a drop over here in Tazgasm's base. Warps in. Looks like he didn't get too much before the warp in. There's the scan. The DTs will die, but they will take a tank with them. And Lucifer killing quite a few workers over here, and just bad attack pathing here. Those zealots not taking the best route, and here comes the rest of Taz's army. Oh no, he lost the warp prism with all of those Templar in it, and I'm sure they were fully charged, but here come the Archons, and this entire army is going to get burned down immediately. All the Vikings, everything. And I have a hard time. Looks like, oh my goodness, Lucifer actually moving out with his whole army and looking to counterattack. There's DTs though. A couple DTs. There's the scan, and they're going to go down. Very nice observation there by Lucifer. And now, Tazgasm's forced to come all the way back to handle these armies. He's going to be able to clean this up really easy. But Lucifer has a ton of money, and I think he just took out a good deal of Tazgasm's economy. Look, he's killed 43 of Taz's workers. That is a lot, and he's taking down another Nexus. More DTs coming in, and we have holy mulage, Batman, and that's gonna bust Lucifer wide open here. Taz lost the last game he submitted in a close one against the Zerg player. See if he's in trouble here against... Oh no, another drop by Lucifer. Lucifer just everywhere. But there's quite a few cannons here, and the DTs are chasing down these guys. They get lifted off, and... Oh, he does live. They are going to live to see another day. There's a few units in here as well. This probe still down here could drop another pylon at any time. I wonder if he even knows about this base. No, he does not. Does not know about this base that's mulling like crazy. And if we check out the income tab, Terran absolutely dominating economically. Tazgasm could be in trouble here, because now we have Lucifer in the production. Going to warp in a couple of DTs. Loses one forge. I don't think he's only got one more upgrade left, so losing one forge is no big deal. Lifts off. Gets out of there. Tazgasm's trying to find a way in here. Wants to take down this army. Lots of tanks, though. Going to have to run in. Zealots charging in. Trying to get after those tanks. Plenty of bio in front of them, so tanks are getting off a ton of shots. All the Colossus are going down. And now the Vikings have to land. And... man, this is actually closer than I thought it would be, and Tazgasm is going to end up cleaning up this army. But once again, we do have units running into his expansions here, but there's plenty of cannons, and I think that is going to do it for Lucifer. Another pylon over here. Lots of Templar here with storms already and aplenty. Lucifer not quite ready to give up, apparently. Still mining. He could drop a crap ton of mules over here, deciding against it. Instead, sending over a crap ton of SCVs. And, of course, he does have a crap ton of money, so why he is so slow on producing stuff, half the stuff isn't producing anything, I'm very surprised. He's got so much money. He's making 2 Vikings and 2 tanks. This cannot be... And medevacs. Come on, dude. You got all this production. What are you doing? What's going on? You got all this money. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Silly, silly. There you go. Now you're producing stuff. Now you're making yourself an army. He's going to move that back over here. Very good idea. DTs. Keeping an eye out. Of course, he still has no idea about this one, where he is muling like crazy. Obviously, Tigernix still has earned this lead in this game. He is now up by 70 supply and should be able to end this with some immediacy. I think as soon as Lucifer sees this army, he is going to tap out. Not going to be able to even get sieged in time. He is out. Well, I guess he's not really out upgraded, though his tanks could use some upgrade. But Taz going to tear through this. Lucifer leaves without a GG because he has no manners. But congratulations to Tigernix, another fine example of Protoss play at near the top. Near the top. He is a high Masters player, not quite a GMer, but he does play against GMers every once in a while. So, congratulations. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. I surely did. Keep climbing that ladder. We'll see you tomorrow or the next day. Depending on when I get reps back from the filtration system, there may be a lull of a couple days. We'll see. It's the weekend, so I'll be working. Peace out, brothers.